Hey, what's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? True Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to Get Hit with the Truth. So today we're going to do the Showtime pay-per-view preview for Sunday, December 5th. Main evented by Gervonta Tank Davis defending his secondary world title at lightweight against Isaac Cruz, lightweight contender. So, you know, this is a big fight right here, but I was very surprised when I studied up on this morning for the preview how great of an undercard Al Heyman has put together. And if people wonder why Terrence Crawford's pay-per-view numbers are so incredibly low, even though, you know, he fought Sean Porter, look at the undercards. And the reason I say that is Bob Arum gave us next to nothing on the undercard. And I'm not saying the fighters are nothing, but he doesn't provide good matchups. So, Zanabek Amankanuli fought a faded former two-time champion Hassan Nadem. He pretty much knew what was going to happen, and Amankanuli is not a big name yet. And then the other fight on the undercard was I can't remember exactly, but it was Esquiva Falchao, who's not a big name yet either, fighting Patrice Bolney in a title eliminator. Like, these guys aren't known names, you know, and they're not big matchups. So it's basically people are going to pay $80 to watch Terrence Crawford and Sean Porter, you know, and I'm sorry, a lot of people aren't going to do that. I didn't do it. So this fight card, though, because of the undercard, I'm intrigued to almost buy it. I might buy it. I just might. Because the undercard is very, very well put together. And we're going to get into that. We kick it off with, starting the show, Eduardo Ramirez, featherweight contender right now, taking on former world title challenger, three-time world title challenger, Miguel Marriaga. This is a good matchup right here. It really is. You got Eduardo Ramirez, who last year dominated Miguel Flores to really make a name for himself. His only two losses in his career was a 2019 decision loss to Claudio Marrero and then a 2017 loss to Lee Selby in his only title attempt. But the win over Flores really gave him some pull. He's knocking on the door of the top 10. He's right at the edge of the top 10 right there, and he's trying to move up the WBC rankings, taking on Marriaga, who has only lost to the best in his career. He's lost 4 fights in his career, all to top competition. Last one was against Joet Gonzalez last year. But prior to that, it was Vasily Lomachenko in 2017, and also Oscar Valdez prior to that, and Nicholas Walters prior to Valdez. So this guy, since 2015, has been banging around and right around the top 10, and he's a solid-ass fighter, and his style clash with the style clash that he has with what's his name, Ramirez is a good one. It's going to be a good scrap right there at featherweight. Two guys trying to get back into title contention. I like the matchup a lot. I'm picking Ramirez to win a hard-fought decision, but Marriaga is never anybody to sleep on. He's a solid-ass fighter, and that's going to be a fun fight to kick off the show. So check it out, Ramirez and Marriaga. The next fight is a middleweight showdown that I was very surprised to see put together, as it's going to see former 3-time world title challenger Sergey Derevyanchenko fighting contender Carlos Adames. This is a good matchup too. You know, Derevyanchenko, you guys know him. He fought, he's lost 3 of his last 4 fights, but to Danny Jacobs by a split decision, to Triple G in a hard-fought and somewhat controversial, now I'm going to say controversial, decision loss. There's a fight that a lot of people thought he won against Triple G, and then last year he got decisively beat by Jamal Charlo, but, you know, stayed on his feet, fought the whole 12 rounds, and he's a tough guy. He really is a tough grinder type fighter, and he hasn't fought since then, and he's taken on Carlos Adames, who's only got 1 loss in his career. That was at 154 junior middleweight when he challenged for the interim title against Patrick Teixeira. And he lost a close split decision in that fight. I think Teixeira put him down right at the end of the fight. So Adames is a solid ass contender. He's moving up to 160. This is going to be a good fight. Adames did not fight in 2020, but this year he's come back and got 2 TKO wins since the loss to Teixeira in November of 2019, and he's hungry. Derevyanchenko hasn't fought since September of last year when he lost to Charlo, so he's trying to bounce back and take on top competition. And Adames is a good fighter. Let me put it this way: a win or even a strong performance against Derevyanchenko puts Adames in the top 10 at middleweight. I'm just letting everybody know that right now. He's a solid ass fighter. This is going to be a good 10-round middleweight contest. I'm picking Derevyanchenko to win a hard-fought decision, but I would not be surprised if Carlos Adames pulls this one off either. This is going to be a good one. The co-feature sees Sebastian Fundora, I think he's 6'6", super welterweight at 154. He's undefeated. He's 17-0. Only has the 1 draw. That's the only blemish on his resume. 12 knockouts. He's taken on fellow undefeated Sergio Garcia, 33-0, 14 knockouts. This is a good matchup too because it's a WBC eliminator right here. The winner gets in line for either Charlo or Castaño, the winner of that, or Erickson Lubin if one of those guys drops the belt. This sets up a huge fight, and likely a title fight for the winner between Fundora and Garcia. Fundora, his last 3 fights have been against solid competition, and he's won by knockout in every one of them. Earlier this year, knocked out Jorge Cota. Solid competition right there. Took some punches, stopped him in the 4th round. Last year, he took on Habib Ahmed and knocked him out in the 2nd round. Prior to that, he scored a big knockout against Nathaniel Gallimore that really surprised everybody because nobody knocks out Nathaniel Gallimore, and he did it. So this guy's, big, and he fights like he's small. He goes in there and just throws a shitload of punches. He reminds me a lot of Paul Williams, and he's going to bring the fight against Garcia. Garcia really not tested that much to this point. I know he's 33-0, but his resume, he has not really fought world top-tier competition. This is going to be an interesting fight, but I'm picking Fundora in this one by either a late stoppage or a decision, but we'll see what Sergio Garcia has. He just hasn't shown me anything yet to make me believe that he's going to beat somebody with the style like Fundora, but that doesn't mean he can't either. So it's an interesting style clash. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens on Sunday. It should be interesting, but it's a good matchup, and there's a lot at stake for the winner. And Fundora's fun to watch. You guys got to watch him. He's huge. Like I said, 6'6". He looks like a stick, though, in there, but his wingspan is so big. If you ever watch Paul Williams fight, very similar to that type size between him and his opponents. He's very big. So it's going to be a good one. But the main event is going to be solid. You got undefeated Gervonta Tank Davis, looking to keep his undefeated record rolling as he takes on Isaac Cruz, Isaac Cruz has been rolling as of late. He lost earlier on in his career, but he, in his last couple fights, has really made a name for himself. The way he destroyed Diego Magdaleno last year, and then has followed that up. He knocked off another undefeated but little-known guy, but then he took on former junior lightweight champion Francisco Vargas earlier this year and dominated him over 10 rounds. So this guy is not playing, and his style is his nickname's the Pit Bull, and that's his style of fighting. He comes straight at his opponents. He's a grinder, and I'm looking forward to seeing how he does against Tank. But Tank has been better than ever since October of last year when he destroyed Leo Santa Cruz. He destroyed him, then he moved up to 140 and took on undefeated action fighter Mario Barrios and broke him down and stopped him in an all-action fight. So I think Tank's going to let this be an all-action fight for a while. He's also going to box and use his angles. It's going to be a good action-packed fight as long as it lasts. But I got Gervonta Davis knocking out Isaac Cruz Probably the middle to later rounds, but it could end early. You never know. But Isaac Cruz is a live underdog. So looking forward to seeing this whole card. I got Davis stopping Isaac Cruz. I got Fundora with a decision or a late stoppage of Sergio Garcia. I got Derevyanchenko scoring a decision over Carlos Adames, and I got Eduardo Ramirez scoring a decision win over Miguel Mariaga. But all action card right here, should be fun. Showtime pay-per-view, Sunday, December 5th. Check it out. Hope you guys enjoyed this. True Boxing, you've been hit with the truth.